I am about to have my best reading week of the year. That's my prediction, 2 5-star. I know. These are my most anticipated books of the year. One of them being from your recommendations, because I want to trust you. I want to trust you. And then one that I have been telling myself I need to finish that series for forever. And we're finally doing it. And I do think that I will be giving 5-star to both of these. So I feel like, you know, we want to have the best reading week. Last week was not a good reading week. So we're fixing that. We're forgetting all about it and we will be loving this. Hopefully. So the first one is from my own pick, the one that I think I will give 5-star to, and it is The Story of the Lost Child, which is the last book in the Neapolitan series. This is the 4th and final book. The first one being My Brilliant Friend, which I had right here, My Brilliant Friend. So this is the first book. I read this like 2-3 years ago. I've been trying to stretch it, not because they're not good, it's because it's so good that I don't want it to end. Like, isn't that the best sign? I'm finally convincing myself that I could just reread them, but it's just not the same. But this is so good. I've talked about it a lot, but these two women, it's their whole life story, their friendship, the good and the bad, definitely the bad, and their horrible decisions in life. But it's just about so much, the female experience, them growing up poor, trying to escape through education or by any means at all. It just encompasses everything about life. And I just adore it. And you can see I did start it and I put it down because I really didn't want it to end, but I'm going to start over from the beginning and read the whole thing and just give it 5-star. I just know. So yeah, I'll talk about it more when I get to it. And the second one is from you. This is probably my most recommended book of the year so far. It's been everywhere in my comment sections, and it is The Tainted Cup. This is an adult fantasy. I don't remember if it's a series or not because I've been trying to avoid knowing anything because I really want to experience it as just your recommendations and me predicting that I will be giving it 5-star. I just got the alert on my phone from Libby. Thank you, library, for telling me that my ebook is ready. So I will be reading it on my e-reader and I'm so excited. I just know. I just believe you that it will be a 5-star book. So I'm crossing my fingers that I will be having the best reading week of the year, which I know. I just know. It better be true. This is my week. 2 5-star prediction. Will I give them 5-star or not? We'll see. Are you usually good at it? Because I feel like I used to be really good at predicting and I've been getting worse. I think it's because I'm getting more and more recommendations, right? I've been on Booktube for so long and I've been trying to focus on decluttering my bookshelves, trying all the books that are on there unread. And it's been a bit more hit and miss than I would like. So the year has been a little bit more rough, but I think that we're going to fix that. Right? Yeah. I genuinely believe that I was right in the intro and that I will be having my best reading week because things are already going super well. But first off, I wanted to give a shout out to Parade. Thank you so much for sponsoring this video. This is my second time ordering from them and this time I chose this adorable bralette because last time I really liked the fit of the other one. First off, forest green. More things need to be forest green. They have a bunch of other colors, but that's definitely the one that appealed to me the most. And I like that it's like doubled the material. So it does cover me. It's not see-through. It's super breathable and comfortable. It's soft, but most importantly, it actually fits me. It's so hard for me to find my size in a bralette, and this one fits me at the waist and gives me the coverage. We're about to have a heat wave, and I feel like I will be living in this. So I've been really, really loving this one. I cannot deal with underwire anymore, so this is perfect. And the best news is that they're currently having their summer sales, so you can use the coupon code EmilyFox50 for 50% off on almost everything on the website. I would especially recommend checking out the ones I've mentioned liking. Definitely stock up right now. I will be putting the link and all the information in the description box. Definitely check it out if you're interested. So once again, thank you to Parade. It's going to be perfect when I'm sweating in 40 degrees Celsius. Now, the book, The Tainted Cup. Listen, you were right. I was a little nervous, okay, to read this one because I didn't mention it in the intro, but this is technically my 5th book by the author. I read the first 2 books in the Divine Cities series and I've enjoyed them. They're definitely the best ones that I've read so far from the author. Adult fantasy series that is like murder mystery in a fantasy world. And I do like that mix. My only complaint about it is the fact that for some reason I don't feel as emotionally invested as I would like to make it like a 5-star. Like they were still 4-star. I enjoy them. But yeah, there was just a little something that was missing, especially when like the second half of the books when like everything goes crazy, there's a lot of battle. I kind of lost interest a little bit both times, but I still like it enough that I want to read the 3rd book. And then I read Vigilance by him, which is completely different genre. It's like sci-fi. And I just did not feel like the target audience, like very like pew pew heavy. No. But I also tried Fundryside by him, which is the first book in another adult fantasy series. And in this one, again, no emotional connection. It sounded interesting. The magic system, a little bit like Brandon Sanderson. Like the vibes were good. My favorite character was like a talking key. Like I wanted to love it, but again, complete disconnect, and I never continued the series. So that's why I was a little nervous when all of you were telling me, oh, you have to try The Tainted Cup by him. And I'm like, this is going to be my fifth book by him. But I'm 20% into it. Like I didn't even think I was going to have time for it today, and I ended up reading 20% of it. So I think we're going to be very good here. I'm not nervous anymore. You guys are definitely right. I should just trust you. So yeah, I needed to give it a shout out today because again, I was not planning on having the time for it today, and I'm finding the time. I feel like last week I was trying to read, where is it? I have it. Like I was trying to read this giant brick. And I would read 10 pages and put it down, which is not a good sign, but like you can make excuses, but when it's consistently happening, maybe it's the book. Not necessarily that it's terrible, although sometimes that does happen. I think it just, we weren't vibing, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning to accept it. I feel like it's difficult, but it wasn't for me, but this one is for me. This one is for me. I do want to say that I think there's going to be like Roman Empire vibes. Okay, is this a thing? Like the other book that I read this year, the first book I read, The Will of the Many, it's also Roman inspired. And I was joking with a friend that like, is it a thing? Because you know how like a year or two ago, it was everywhere on social media that like women were asking the men in their life, like, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? And it was like a creepily high amount of, like, why do you think about it daily? Like, this is so weird. I never think about the Roman Empire. And yeah, I don't know if it's the timing is just funny, but yes, it is also Roman inspired. I am enjoying the main female character. I don't know if it's going to keep being that way, but she's almost a little bit like Sherlock Holmes, but like in a fantasy world, because she is investigating this murder, but she's not even leaving her house. She's sending the main male character, who is basically her apprentice, and he has this power where he can remember everything, and like he'll sniff something, specific scent, to memorize it through that scent. You know how you can remember things by smelling? That makes sense, but he has like the extreme version of it as like, I don't remember the term they used, but like an addition, like a power he was given, whatever. So yeah, he's sniffing that glass jar. There was a term, let me grab my phone, because there was a term, I wrote it down because I thought it was funny. I feel like an insult, I guess people give him, or the people like him that are like that. Where was that? There you go. Tainted Cup. Okay. What does it say? Glass sniffer. Which, like, okay. So yeah, he's going to investigate the scene and like asking the witnesses the details, and then he goes back to her and she's like, oh yeah, it's one of those three people that did it. Like without being there. So she's really like quirky, but I'm enjoying that character. I'm hoping that I'm gonna keep loving her, but so far, things are going well. And like really early on, I had the feeling, oh, this is gonna be a good one. I'm so happy about it. And yeah, so far, like the world building sounds to be like intriguing. There's this big wall that they're not too far from that is constantly under attack by these giant monsters. But I'll know more soon. But yeah, 20% into it, I'm like, oh yeah. Also started an audiobook this morning, and I'm gonna give it a shout out because again, good feeling. The Unmasking of June Farrow, which so far is giving me a little bit like witchy vibes. This woman, the women in her family, they tend to go crazy. They see things, and she just went to the funeral for her grandmother. Her mother disappeared. She never met her, and now that her grandmother passed away, she's starting to also see things. But I'm only like 10% into that one, so we'll see. But again, it looks like I'm gonna have the best time. But yeah, I am preparing for the worst for my week though, because like I said, Heatwave. They're announcing like 40 degrees with the humidity. I am terrified. So yeah, next time you see me, I will probably have dragged my mattress into this room because that's the only room that has AC. So yay! So yeah, that's the plan. But I just wanted to mention that I'm really, look at this. Like is not the best. Like, I don't like constantly updating you and being disappointed. Like, I know I'm not doing it on purpose, but I know it's really fun when I'm also having fun, and I'm having fun. So I'm gonna have the best week. And if my next update I'm not happy, I'm gonna be pissed. But yeah, I'm having the best time, so. Well, we are in full-on heat wave right now. I'm literally in the room with the AC. It's like 40 degrees outside and it's like 7 o'clock, so yay! But the good news is that I finished the Tainted Cup because it's too hot to do anything else, and it was really good. In my first update, I mentioned how the main character is an assistant to a woman that feels like Sherlock Holmes, and I stand by that, like a fantasy world one, of course. And I really enjoyed the political intrigue. Like, I feel like towards the end it becomes even more complex, right? Because it's going to be continued in the rest of the series. But I enjoyed the writing, I enjoyed the characters, I enjoyed that it was, again, murder mystery in a fantasy world, which at this point I'm all for. I'm gonna give myself a few days to digest it, but I'm gonna give it a 5-star. Yeah, a tentative 5-star also. I said the same thing with The Will of the Many. I feel like first book in a fantasy series, sometimes you're like, is it gonna stay that good? I don't know, but that's what I'm saying, tentative 5-star. But so far, I approve. You were right, and yeah, it looks like you were right to predict that I was going to like it, because I did. What I did not like, though, is Bridgerton. I wanted to give you a quick update. I did watch the last 4 episodes, and long story short, no. Whose season was that? Because clearly it wasn't about Colin and Penelope. Like, we barely got them. Their scenes were super cringy. He gave me the ick every time. I just didn't like it. I enjoyed Francesca's story, or even Violet love story, over everything else. I feel like there were too many different point of views. The editing was not good. It felt really choppy, and there's no good storyline. Like, the writing sucked. So yeah, 2 years for this, and then we're gonna wait 2 more years. I don't know, not a big fan of that. So I'm gonna go back to watching Dark Matter. I want to finish it to give you an opinion, because the first 3 episodes were also kind of meh for me. But the good news is now I'm going to start my last book in the Neapolitan series. I'm not ready for this. I just know I'm going to love it, but it's going to be a lot. But I have a couple more days, and I have almost 500 more pages to read, so I'm going to get to work, and I'll keep you updated. But I have a feeling it's going to be 5-star. I'm going to start over. I was like about 100 pages into it. I'm starting over, and I'm nervous. I know it's going to be 5-star too, but like, it's a train wreck, okay? These girls are driving me nuts at this point, but at least I got company. Charlie. Oh, Chunky. But Charlie. Hi, baby. Also, Claudia was here earlier, and she looked stunning on there, so I'll have the picture. Isn't she the best? She's so pretty and photogenic. But you too. You're a pretty boy. Can't see much. Oh. You're so dark on camera. It's hard to take a picture. Yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get. What are you doing? Oh boy. Brief update, because I am dying here. Like, the heat wave. Oof, it's been rough. My brain is like mush right now, so like, we're gonna keep this brief. It should be almost done, the heat wave. So like, when things cool down, I should be done with the book and I can do proper reviews, because the brain right now. But I'm almost halfway through. I don't want it to end, but I do want to slap Elena. It's like flashback from the Vampire Diaries. She was so annoying. Who's your favorite character? Because I was a bunny girl. Bunny girly. 100%. Anyway, Lenu, you're an idiot. I want to punch you. And yeah, nothing surprising. I feel like throughout the whole series I've been flip-flopping with the girls, but Elena has been especially bad. Anyway, it's very good. It's very good. I don't want it to end, but I need to know what's going to happen, because I was looking how much like what was left, and I caught a glimpse that eventually becomes like their later years, because right now they're in their 30s, mid-30s. And I believe the series started when they were in their 60s, maybe? So we're gonna get a jump in time, and I need to know what's gonna happen. But yeah, so far it's a 5-star. I just want to slap a few people. By the way, this is the proof that things are not improving. And I'm in the room right now with the AC. Downstairs it's like 27 plus like 80-something% humidity. To be fair, the door is open. Like and I have like a fan pushing the air for downstairs because cooking was tough. So yeah, the cat's been following me around. So every time I go downstairs, I feel bad. I don't want them to follow me. Like, stay in this room. Stay cool. Ish. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to reading because there's nothing else to do. They're still announcing like 28, I think, tonight. This is not fun. I don't understand how people do it. To be fair, I believe people say that here is especially bad because of the humidity, but I'm sure some of you will see these numbers and be like, 45? That's nothing. We get that every time during the summer. We don't get that in June. Usually we have like a week in July that I'll drag my mattress in this room. It's in here. It's been in here. It will stay in here for the rest of the week for sure. So anyway, Chunk. They've been destroying my bookshelves. I don't know if you can see. Like, I've been like putting the books. You can see still. Hi. They keep pushing, like they keep jumping on the bookcases. Anyway, there. This is the beast. Chunky, the reorganizer. Are you a librarian? Is what you've been doing? You're organizing things? Oh, Claudia too. Let me grab her. She's probably gonna attack me. Ooh, Claudia, the librarian. Ooh. Yeah, I did that to myself. See? Back to work. These bookcases are not gonna organize themselves. At least you're there to do your job. And I'm there, ungrateful. Did they do it? Are they the ones that did it? Like, I knew bad things were going to happen, but like, and now we're jumping in time, I'm assuming, because I got to the point where I had mentioned earlier that it says old age. I have a feeling this series is going to haunt me. I don't want to read the last like 150 pages. On a different note, I did continue the TV show Dark Matter. I watched a couple more episodes and it does get better. I had mentioned I had watched 3 episodes and I was not feeling it because some of the... Is it here? Right here, Dark Matter. Because some of the twists that happen in the book have to happen early in the TV show because, you know, visually you're seeing who's who. So that kind of made it a bit less intriguing, but things are picking up, and the female character annoys me a lot less in the TV show than in the book, but in the book they weren't really well written. So yeah, that's the good news. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to being... I don't want to finish it because they did it, didn't they? I finished the book last night, and frankly, ever since then, I have been feeling just devastated. Last night I finished it, and I didn't want to end the vlog. I was just staring at the wall. And I thought maybe tomorrow morning, no. What a book. What a book. Series, really. I feel like it made the themes of the series even more clear. Because I mentioned that, yes, it's about their friendship, their complex love-hate friendship, but it was about everyone else and politics and just the violence they grew up in and tried to escape, and could they? And I feel like the last book makes it clear that it's also about class.
because they grew up poor and tried to, escape it, but also, again, the people around them, and seeing the decisions that they make and how it influences everything and everyone, and how, some people make it, some don't, and it's just 60 years of their lives. And like, who made the right choices? Is there the right choice? Is there a right choice? And just the consequence of all of it. The ending is also a little open. Be warned, I feel like it's open to interpretation. I would have to look up what people think of it. But I'm just, again, devastated. But yeah, this series is about inequality. And I like that no one is perfect. Everyone felt very human with flaws. And you can love and hate every character. And I feel like the ending is not like something pretty, you end with a cute little bow. It's just a little sad, at least to me. The last sentence, which I don't think that's a spoiler, because like I said, it's kind of open ending, but essentially it implies that like you would think that eventually things would just become more clear, but if anything, it becomes more confusing, and that's life. That's why I just feel a huge sense of loss, because I spent 3 years reading this series. I spent 60 years of their lives, of everyone's life in here, with them. A thousand pages. And I didn't want it to end. I'm gonna have to grieve this series. I want to reread it, because it starts with the end, right? And then you go back in time and then fold them when they're like, I don't know, 5 or 6, until now they were in their 60s. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I usually don't like stories that are like, oh, it's spanned over a generation of the same family. I feel like I want to love them, but when I read them, I'm not emotionally invested, so I really don't care. Clearly, I am emotionally invested here, and I do care. In 60 years, obviously, you see generations, and I'm destroyed. Okay, I'm gonna need time to grieve this, because this is so sad to be done. I will be reading more from the author. I imagine part of it must be autobiographical, but as I've been mentioning, you don't know who the author is. And Elena is the name of one of the characters in here, not Ferrante, but Elena. So you wonder. But honestly, I feel bad for Lila. I feel like Elena, she's the one writing the story, right? And I find, especially in this book, that I don't think she was the most reliable narrator. Again, not a spoiler. It's not that kind of twist in the book. There's no twist like that in the book. It's about their lives, right? And I just felt bad for Lila. For someone that had so much, potential. I feel like she went through so much. But she's someone that you're fascinated by, and so is the author. Anyway, I would recommend you check it out if you want to be absolutely destroyed and grieving like me. I would recommend also the TV show. I feel like they did a good job from what I've watched so far, and the last season should be out eventually. So yeah, that obviously that was a 5-star book. Yes. And the Tainted Cup, I mentioned that I wanted to have a bit more time to read it, but like, you can't really compare them. Between the two, I do think that this is better, but again, it's because I spent 3 years of my life and everything. And the other one, I do think it's also a 5-star book. There's one more thing that I wanted to discuss, but it's a spoiler, so I could put it in the comment section. There's something that is like hinted about the monsters, because you don't know why they come, and like, why do they? That's definitely still on my mind, and I will have to wait until February for that. But I enjoy both books for different reasons, really. The whole female Sherlock Holmes-ish in fantasy world, murder mystery, was fun. And then this one, how do I read something else right now? I don't know what I'm going to read. I do have one classic I have to read, so maybe I should do that. Destroyed. I don't know. If you like these kind of books, I would recommend it. If not, don't do it to yourself. I will be not in a reading slump, but you know, sometimes you finish a book and it's like nothing will compare. Yeah, nothing will compare. So I think I'm gonna go and buy more of her books and hope to be as impressed by her. The thing is, it's just the characters feel so real. And like, yes, they're flawed, but you just can't help but be so invested in their whole lives. Some of them, a lot of them, annoyed me. Most of them actually annoyed me. Because you can't help but like judge them over their decisions, right? And it's easy as just a reader. But I feel like a lot of them, their lives are so sad. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to crying. I didn't cry, but and I'll see you in my next video very soon. Bye.